Can you imagine how hard it must be to leave your homeland and start your life over in a new country as a refugee? Well, amidst all the talk in this year's presidential race about who should and shouldn't be admitted to our country, Connecting Point correspondent Carolee McGrath spoke with Sylvia Staub and Tamador Gibreel from Jewish Family Service of Western Massachusetts to learn about their support group specifically designed to assist refugee women.
Tamador and I have been working with women from Iraq and Sudan. So they come together in small groups, usually 6 to 8 is the average size of our groups. And it provides them a place to come and talk with each other about their experiences, to share with each other the pain and the anxiety that they have experienced as a result of their history, and also to support each other in their adjustment here.
Tamador, could you tell me a little bit about your story? I know you're from Sudan, which has experienced decades of civil war. When did you come and what were the circumstances?
I came as a refugee, not a refugee, they call it the political asylum, which is a refugee status, but it's a different kind. Like I came by myself because intellectually I wasn't politically correct in Sudan, and a lot of people like me who were educated and in the field of art or the intellectual people, a lot of them left Sudan because it wasn't a great place to stay. So when I came here, I was just concerned about all these women because of the conservative, I don't want to say all of them are oppressed, but there is a kind of oppression due to the religion and the culture. And so you just look at them and you think that, you know what can I do for you? What can I do to help you? And when I ended up working in Jewish Family Service, I just found it the best thing to do for them is to just help them personally due to my job. Right. But to extend that service, I wanted to bring them together, and we clicked. You know, she wanted to do the same, and I wanted to do the same. They are from my culture. The Iraqi women I share the language and the religion with them. With the Sudanese women, they are the Sudanese women. They are from my same country and my.
You talked a little bit about that they would have experienced or might have experienced oppression. Is there a great deal of culture shock when women come here? On the one hand, I'm sure there's relief that they're finally settled and they have a place called home. But on the other hand, it's a completely different atmosphere and culture.
That's exactly the right term to use, is culture shock. Culture shock on the level of language, of course, and customs, the role of women, both in society and in the family, the relations between the parents and children. The culture shock even at the level of, many of them come from cultures where they didn't have the kind of electrical gadgets that we have. Some of them have come from cultures where they didn't have indoor plumbing or electricity. So they need to learn all of those very basic elements of society in a Western culture. And also and language and English and English.
This is the biggest barrier for them, yes.
So when they come together in the groups, and we meet for an hour and a half each week, they are able to hear each other talk about the kinds of challenges that they go through, so they don't feel so alone in their struggles. It helps to, what I call, normalize their experience, as well as normalizing the reactions that they're experiencing to the past trauma, as well as to their current struggles and challenges. So they hear each other talk about how hard it is to integrate and to acclimate to this totally new culture.
And how difficult is it for moms who are sending their kids off to school? I mean, it's a whole different world, right? I mean, there have to be different ways of disciplining children. Exactly. And is that difficult for them to parent and still be true to the way they grew up?
Yes, this is a very big issue for the refugee families, because their children start to go to the big world, right, the culture,
public schools.
In public schools, and they learn English faster because they are younger. So there is the main issue is that the shift of power in the house, because you are the parent and those are your children, you give them instructions and they follow. But when they learn English, they become more powerful than yourself at home. So that create a lot of chaos, like in the house, and here we start to just bring things to normalize them, and it's a difficult thing. So learning English as a second language for people who are older is proven more difficult than people who, when they come like 2, 3, or 7 years old, they learn it like that.
One woman told us the other day, as a matter of fact, that her 10-year-old daughter, who's learned English in school and with her friends, doesn't want to speak Arabic anymore. And so communication between them is a real problem.
Yes, and they look down to their parents like, oh, what do you know? I know English. So that's a big thing.
So they have a lot to discuss with you. I mean, that alone, I think every mother could understand that attitude that you would, no matter what culture you're in. So that there must be a lot to talk about. How can the community support your efforts?
They need people to volunteer their times. We have a lot of mentors, like family mentors, people who are from the community, and they want to do something for the refugees. So they come to Jewish Family Service, they call it Jewish Family Service, and they contact somebody, and they become a volunteer. They visited these people at home, and that's a lot of help. People cannot imagine how helpful are these people to our families.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us, Sylvia and Tamador, for sharing the story of the refugee women that you work with and the work that you do with them. Thank you.
Thank you very much.